Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. It's time for another tier list, and this time it is Queen. And as always, there's S, which is, by the way, somebody asked me, what does S stand for? Superior, the best, 10 out of 10. And then A, B, C, and D. There's no E, because I don't think there's any Queen album that's terrible. And just letting you know, I'm only ranking the albums that I own. I don't have Live Killers. I haven't heard that live album in many years. And I also don't have the Cosmos Rocks, which I don't even consider a real Queen album because, Freddie Mercury, of course, isn't the singer. And all of their studio albums and Flash Gordon. And so here we go in no particular order, ranking them. And just know this is just my opinion. I think Queen overall were one of the most talented bands ever. I wouldn't say they've ever been one of my favorites, but I still love quite a few of their albums. So let's start with Queen, A Night at the Opera, not A Day at the Races. I get those two confused. I'm going to put that in A. I think it's a very strong album overall. Of course, it has Bohemian Rhapsody. I would say the only weak song for me is Sweet. Is it called Sweet Lady? The last song on side 1. So it's A. Queen, The Game. I know some fans say this is when they started to kind of focus more on singles than albums, but I still think it's a pretty strong album overall. I'm not a big fan of Don't Try Suicide. But, it's got Another One Bites the Dust, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Prime Time, which I really love. I'm going to put it in A, just before A Night at the Opera. So I like A Night at the Opera just a tad. Queen, A Day at the Races. I think it was kind of a mistake to follow A Night at the Opera with the same kind of Marx Brothers theme, one of their movies, A Day at the Races. And it's not as strong as the previous album. But of course, it's got some great classics on it, Tie Your Mother Down and Somebody to Love. I'm going to put that in B. Now, let's get these out of the way. The Works, it's also in B. I want, my three favorites are I Want to Break Free, Hammer to Fall, and of course Radio Gaga. It would be in my top 10 Queen songs. Some of the other songs I'm not that crazy about, but it still goes in B. But behind A Day at the Races. And then a Kind of Magic. So I don't like the songs as much. There's no big songs like Radio Gaga or I Want to Break Free. But One Vision is okay. I do like A Kind of Magic, and Who Wants to Live Forever is very good. Other than that, once again, it's okay. I'm going to put it in B. But behind the Works. And then The Miracle. Yeah, it just seems each album at that time just got a little weaker. And I Want It All is okay. And I'm actually going to put that in C. It's just not a favorite of mine. Let's get to some good stuff here. Queen, News of the World. I love every song on that. I'm going to put it in S tier. Queen, Sheer Heart Attack. I'm putting that in S tier. Third album. Braden Rock, Killer Queen. Just so, and such a variety of genres just on the one album. It's almost like a single Beatles White album. Flash Gordon, I'm not a fan of. Couple of interesting songs, and then, dialogue from the movie. I'm going to put that in D. Hot Space, it has its fans. Roger Taylor thinks it's the worst Queen album. Of course, it's got Under Pressure and a couple of other good ones, but it's not a favorite for me. I'm going to put it in C, but ahead of The Miracle. Now, their final album with Freddie Mercury, of course, by this time he'd passed away, but they worked on this a few years after his passing. Made in Heaven. I don't know. I realized that Freddie Mercury, I guess, wanted them to work on the songs, and he left some vocals for them to work with, but it's kind of just sad. I think Innuendo, for me, is the true final Queen album. So I'm going to put Made in Heaven in C. Yeah, right there. All right. Queen 2. Queen 2, I always used to struggle with for many years. I loved side 2, but side 1 I always struggled with until the past couple of years. And I finally kind of, connected with the songs. It's not S tier for me, but it's A. And I'm going to actually put, perfect. Right between A Night at the Opera and The Game. Their debut album. The very first one I ever heard, when my brother brought it home one day and he said, "This band sounds like Led Zeppelin." The production could have been better, but the songs are great. Not S tier, but definitely A. I'm going to put it ahead of A Night at the Opera, because I just love, Keep Yourself Alive and Liar and Doing All Right, all those songs. Queen, Innuendo. One of my favorite Queen albums. There's only, let me see. Yeah, so Innuendo is awesome. Headlong is a pretty good rocker. Ride the Wild Wind, I feel, is very underrated. It's one of my favorite Queen songs. These Are the Days of Our Lives is, of course, incredible. Don't Try So Hard is okay. That, I think, is a instrumental. And Going Slightly Mad, I love that. I Can't Live With You is okay. All God's People is probably my least favorite. Delilah, singing about, I love cats, and Freddie's singing about his cat. I think it's a cute song. I enjoy that. The Hitman is a bit of a forced rocker, I feel, but it's still good. And The Show Must Go On, of course, is incredible. So I would say overall, it's pretty darn good. I'm going to put it in A. I'm going to put it at the start of 8 because the best songs on that album are just amazing. And then Queen, Jazz. I feel it's their most underrated album. It's going into S tier. That's right. Right there. Yeah. So between Sheer Heart Attack and News of the World. So that's my ranking. I would love your thoughts and what would be in S tier for you and which ones do you agree with or, disagree with. Like I said, everybody's got their own opinion on music. So nobody's right, nobody's wrong. So thank you for watching and have a great day. Please remember to like the video, leave a comment below, and subscribe. Thank you.